What y'all been playing?
Assassin's Creed.
I'm plethora.
Mm-hmm.
I mix it up between been playing a little bit of Assassin's Creed, been playing a little bit of Call of Duty, Shadow of War, and I still have to play Madden from time to time.
Yeah,
Because
long shot.
No, not long shot.
It's a long shot.
No, I play Connected Career, the franchise mode. I play in 2 32-man leagues with,
big boy over here. Woo.
No. Been playing in these leagues for 2 years now and going to the playoffs for my first time ever.
Congrats, man.
Like, thank you. These guys who've been playing Madden way longer than I have and way better than I am, like, you know how when we played NCAA, we were always on the D line. Like, we always attacked.
Yeah.
These guys use their linebackers and safeties. I'm like, what devil magic is this? And like my friend was like, hey, just go play online, kind of build up your linebacking skills. And I'm doing it, and I'm just like, I'll run this way, they'll throw it that way. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to because I'm really good on the D line. I was like, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm good at. Because my guys always have a crap ton of sacks at the end of the year. But like, I mean, these guys just
tearing it up.
Yeah, and I average like 30 picks a season because they do that. It's called use or lurk, and I hate that word. I hate those two words so much because it's the linebackers, like, they'll play up, and then they'll back up, and they'll pick me off for a pick six. I'm just like, you know what? You know what you can do? Yeah.
So, Allie, tell me about Assassin's Creed. Get close to that mic so they can hear you.
So I've been playing.
Like, let's just turn off the mic.
That used to be me.
I might have to treat her like I treated you. Get close to that mic, boy.
I'll be talking all of a sudden.
Honestly, like, it's my game of the year. Like, how I knew it was game of the year. I mean, I knew I was going to pick it anyway just because I love Assassin's Creed. But I opened up the menu and I saw 3 new game slots, and I was like, they brought back the multi-saves.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay,
yeah,
I got you now.
Yeah, in the last 2 games, they had it. You can only have like one save per profile on the PlayStation, or at least on PlayStation. So they brought back multi-saves, and I was really happy about that. And now they have it so there's like 3 different difficulty modes. There's easy, normal, hard.
Yeah.
I played on normal just because.
Yeah, same here.
Easy. That's Zach's go-to.
No, that's your.
I always played normal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go back and play it on hard eventually, but I want to like do like a complete.
Yeah,
well,
you always 100% these
like.
things.
I went normal because I knew there was a lot of different mechanics, and I didn't want to just go out there and get my butt forever demolished.
Okay, so what do y'all think about the combat system?
I love it. It took some time getting used to, but now that like I'm in it or whatever, everything, like, I adore it. I think it was really great.
It is a steep learning curve.
Yeah.
But pressing X.
Curb or curve?
Curve.
It's curve. It's curve.
Yeah.
What?
Steep learning curve. It's like, oh god.
Break your ankle. But like, once you get it, pressing X to slide and the shield and everything like that. Even with your two-handed weapons, like you're a heavy attack, you come out with a block first, and then you. So I mean, there's different ways that you can. One thing that I had the most issue with was locking on to the right person. Like this guy is about to.
I rarely lock on to anyone.
I need to. Yeah.
I do it mostly for the camera.
Yeah. I just don't do it.
Like, I had this guy, he was getting ready to just lay into me, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to lock on and then block him, and then I locked on, and I go, and he goes, boom. I'm like, okay, I gotcha.
I love it.
So.
With me, like, I'm playing so many games that like have that like sword combat. Like I'm having to like change from like different ones. Like I have Hellblade, I've got Shadow of War, I've got this one. So it's just like trying to like get used to it. This one is definitely closer to Hellblade in that style where you need to dodge, you need to block and all of that, or you will get wrecked, which is totally different. And I'm glad that they put a little bit more depth in the combat system because like 2 hours in, you're already killing everybody. Like, if you died in the other one, it's because there was like 4 heavies around you, and they all like started killing you at the same time.
And what I do like about this one is that once I found this skill in the skill tree where you can regenerate health while still in battle,
I got that. That was my first skill.
I was like, yeah,
that was my first skill.
But like, you know, seeing when you block, like you can take the arrow, put it in your quiver. Like, there's just so many cool things with the skill tree that you can do that you didn't have in the previous games. So, you know, Ubisoft's done a great job with Assassin's Creed so far that I've seen.
Yeah.
Definitely in my contention for Game of the Year as well. I've
got to play more before I put it in mind.
But I mean, starting off, like, just...
Yeah, I love the world that we're in. Like, the side quests are much, much more robust.
Yes.
The weather system as well, like... When a sandstorm comes in, have you ever experienced a sandstorm yet?
No.
Like, it's intense, and like the whole landscape just changes because of the sandstorm, and which I really love that. Another thing is like the skill tree, like being broke up. That is so cool.
All the different abilities you can get now are really, really interesting. Like there's the slow-mo archery ones. I just
like you shoot one and it gives you like so many seconds of slow-mo.
No, it's like slowing down.
Predator. No, it's slow-mo. It's kind of like in Breath of the Wild where like you jump off and like if you jump off and draw your bow, it gives you some slow-mo time.
Yeah,
it's really, really cool.
That's sexy.
And I just got the hunter ability where you can put an animal to sleep and tame them for a little bit. I just got that one. I've only used it once, and I tested it out on a goat.
Okay.
Because I was just like, I wanted to see like how it worked in the game. So I was like, there's a goat right here. Let me test it out.
Well, there was just like one small like side quest where like I had to bring like a dead body or something somewhere, and like my camel came and I put it on the back of my camel, and I'm just like, they have thought about more than just like the base game. Like they thought about things, because I remember like when you had to like carry things like forever, you just put it on the back of your camel and you just ride.
You're just like, all right, this is 3 hours in.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I wanted to cry.
I did that before I went to church. I did that mission, and like, cause you know, I'm like, I was like, there's gonna be times when I have to have a second person riding on my camel, and then once I got to the camel, it was like, throw that thing up there. I was like, what?
Yeah.
You just hear like angelic choirs.
It just, a lot of things are working on the right level.
Yes.
With them taking that year off, I think has really, really helped them make a well-rounded game that's super fun, and I think it's going to be the best Assassin's Creed yet.
Oh no, in my opinion, it's definitely like the best.
Well, you beat it.
I just beat it. Not completionist style, but I got through the main story.
Yeah.
It was very emotional, and
after story, you can still continue into
Yes,
it.
absolutely. Yeah, there's. In fact, like by the time I finished the story, I'd only been to half of the map.
Wow.
Yeah, like
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's maybe a little over half of the map. But
have you got to the twist yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
With like the flashback thing.
Yeah.
I
was
was
extremely shocked. Like I was live streaming.
I came in like right after that.
Yeah.
Twisty.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those like the flash. I'm talking very vague here. I'm not going to give any story.
Yeah.
Away. It's like the flashback starts and they introduce this character and you're like, because you know something bad has happened. You're like, okay, well clearly something bad happens to this character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I think you said it was like seeing how it happened.
Yeah.
I remember people aren't gonna be able to see me, but like I sat there like this, like for like 5 minutes. Thank you for like 5 minutes straight. Just and like I had to like stop myself. I was like, oh, I've been sitting like this for a while.
Yeah. Just overall, like I'm enjoying that the story missions aren't just the same thing over and over and over again.
They're very unique.
The world looks great, of course. You know, the graphics are going to look good. I'm just like the environment feels real, and
absolutely. I can go a little more into that. In fact, there's certain parts I only just now got to since I'm able to actually explore the world more. I mean, you're able to do it from the get-go.
Yeah.
And yeah, open world was the perfect choice for them to do for this game. Like Assassin's Creed needed open world. But whenever you're actually going through the desert, if you're riding through it long enough, you actually start seeing mirages, and they're really trippy and they're really cool. Like there was one where it was like there's like a lady like waving to me, and then all of a sudden on the back of my camel there was this guy like made of sand like talking to me. It was so weird.
That's hilarious.
But before I get into more like good points, I do have some grievances.
Okay.
First of all, my game I don't think there's ever been a time where I sat down and my game has not crashed.
I haven't had any
had
crashes
My
at
game
all.
has crashed on me at least.
And I haven't.
You've been playing since the day it came out, though.
Yes.
And I'm playing it on Xbox, and I haven't had any crashes.
Hopefully, it's just my PlayStation being dumb because, like,
I haven't had any problem.
It hasn't been to the point where it's been like in the middle of an important mission. It's usually like, oh, I just got on my it's not game breaking stuff. It's just annoying.
I had like the very first when you're going to Siwa or whatever.
Siwa.
Yeah. Like the guy's camel that's like bringing you there went totally insane. Like he was like running into a house, like running through the middle of the village. Like it's all on live stream too. It's like he's like the camel's like trying to like molest the house.
Another issue I've had, because I'd had a few glitches like throughout the game, but they were usually like funny stuff, and again not game breaking. So
yeah.
Like, glitches are bound to happen in the game. But as I got further in the game, like more towards the end, the glitches were getting worse.
Really?
And more towards game breaking. There was one part. There was one of the final bosses. I was fighting him, and I got him down to like 1 point of health, and then, and I can't remember. It wasn't the glitch that got me killed, but there was a part it got me down really low to health. Like it wasn't letting me like move or dodge or something. I can't quite remember. My mom was there; she saw it. I'm like,
was it because I'm bad? My mom's fault.
No, but then I started getting overconfident, and then he killed me after that. But then I went back and fought him again, and then before I got him down, he wasn't down nearly as low as he was the first time I fought him, and then it triggered a cutscene. So the cutscene that should have been triggered the first time wasn't triggered for some reason. So I don't know. Maybe it killed me. It was like, oh wait, the game's broken. Die.
Now, I'm not wanting to one up your Assassin's Creed glitch, but I'm going to.
Okay. No,
now,
sure.
Assassin's Creed 1. You know where I'm going with. Yeah, you've heard this story multiple times.
Wait. Is this the endless white sea?
No,
oh.
No. This is something I've talked to a lot of people about this, and they've never had this issue.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was almost going to complete this game. I was super close to completing everything that you can do with it. I get to the last part where you're about to fight the boss, and all of a sudden I'm surrounded by just random people, and standing in front of me is myself. And every time I would attack, he would attack the exact same way. And whenever I would be able to parry myself and stab myself, it took my life away. and I was never able to beat the game because I even was like, you know what? I was like, I'm not going to get pissed off. I was like, I'm just going to restart the game. I restarted it. Got all the way back. I didn't complete as much as I did the first time. I got back to where it was. Happened again. So I was like, you know what? I still don't know what happens at the end of the
Look it up on YouTube.
No, I refuse. It's
that.
principle.
That is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Stuff's come a long way.
I was so pissed off.
And yeah, I've had some other glitches that have been frustrating. And then here's a glitch. If you guys encountered this, if you happen to be diving somewhere and you get stuck in a wall, go to Sendu and come back and you'll be fine. I learned that the hard way.
Did you drown?
No, I did not, because I was freaking out. How do I not drown? I don't want to drown because it won't let me move. And then I button mashed, went to Sendu, came back, and I was fine.
Mm.
So, pro tip for all you people out there.
So, do you think this is a game that people should play?
Absolutely.
100%.
And even if, because they show, the creation of the assassins and everything, which was... Mm-hmm. I was screaming at the television. I was like, oh my god, it's happening! But yes, if you haven't played any of the other games, aside from the mains, the modern day story stuff, it's a great place to start.
Yeah.
The modern day story stuff, you might be like, what? And then of course there's a couple of Isu or precursor, once it came before, whatever you want to call them. There's some stuff in the game, which was actually I can't remember if you got to it or not, but it's the first one you go to. You're inside one of the pyramids, And
I haven't been in a pyramid yet.
actually, I don't know if you can you go in one of the pyramids. Can you go in the pyramids?
Oh,
Because I know.
I've just got to Alexandria, so.
Okay, because that might only be a deluxe edition thing. I might be wrong about that. I don't remember.
Probably,
You know how they are.
Yeah.
Gotta get their money.
I think it might be deluxe edition. Anyway, you go inside the pyramids, and then there's these, like the precursor temples. Like it's all like the black smooth stone and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of like little room, or not little, big rooms like that.
Yeah.
And then there's like these messengers, and there's the first one you encounter. The boy starts talking, and they're like, "Don't listen to this guy." Like I didn't understand it at first, but I realized what's going on is that the voice is talking to Layla, not to Bayek. He's like, he's like, this guy cannot understand what we're saying. I'm talking to you right now. Like we're transcending time, and I'm talking to you. It's really cool. It's like all like the rooms you go to, they're talking to Layla, not to Bayek.
That's cool.
And it was really cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, earlier you mentioned like, oh, the collectible stuff. There's not like that. Basilica. In this game, there's a mission you can do. There's a hidden room in the Sphinx, and if you collect, you have, again back to the those like precursor rooms. If you want to talk to or listen to these voices, you have to use like 5 silica, and they're these little glowing stones you get in different tombs and stuff. And then, but to get the Isu armor, which is really really cool, looks very Destiny-esque. You have to get 50.
Oh, geez.
And I grinded for hours yesterday looking for it.
The grind is real.
It was, but I got it. The armor's super cool. It was worth it. But yeah, so that's really the only like collectible nightmare in that game.
So, other than Assassin's Creed, I've been playing a ton of Super Mario Odyssey. I played a little bit by myself, and then me and Amy probably played about 4 hours. I won't say 4 hours. We're already through the Metro Kingdom, Donk City. Bad name, just bad name. But we have enough moons to get to the next part. I don't know how close we are to the end, but we've been playing a lot of it, and I play by myself, and like Cappy is really cool and all this stuff, but there's an option to play 2 players, and we spent hours playing yesterday, and it was so much fun just getting to sit down, play a game. And like Mario has always had this thing, and Nintendo's just really good about this, and Zelda's even the same way. Like there's throwbacks to things, but there's so much hidden in the world. Like there's so much to do than just the base game.
Yeah.
There's 999 moons to get in this game, and each one of them you're getting like 10 or 12 or whatever. Right now I've got 69 moons so far. I haven't turned in my other moons, but by the end of the game, we got probably 100 moons or whatever. But there's 999 of them. But what's cool is like the 2-player, like Amy got to control Cappy, like she could like fly off my head and like fly right around like the map where we're at and everything, and like attack enemies and all of that while I'm jumping around attacking enemies. So it was like an actual co-op thing, like instead of like playing like Luigi or whatever, like you're playing like the Cap is like essential to the gameplay, like taking over like different enemies and all that, different enemy types having different abilities and everything. And each world felt so different and so unique. It was just an excellent experience. And each world, like, it's just to the simplest thing. Like, you can buy a sticker in one of these shops, and on your ship, they'll put these stickers of where you've been. It's like a bumper sticker almost for your ship.
That's so cute.
And you get, like, different outfits. Like, the first place is like a Day of the Dead type. You've seen that place.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So, like, we got a sombrero and a poncho from there to wear. And then the next place was, like, a forest. So we got, like, a safari outfit. The next place was, I can't remember where else, but, like, we got, like, an aviator's outfit. And, like, It's just, like, different things that make the game, like, each level feels different. And you've got to collect the coin. Each kingdom has their own coins. Like when I first saw this, I'm like, oh god, they've got microtransactions, because there's like the gold coins and then there's like this other coin, but each world or kingdom has their own coin where you use it to buy.
Purple coin? coins?
Yeah, they're purple coins and they're different shapes. So each place, like you've got to collect them all to get all the collectibles from that world.
Okay.
And it's like the outfits. There's like we went to one kingdom that was like a water kingdom, and it was like the Loch Ness monster with a top hat. And it's like a floaty, and then another one's like a palm tree, and like it's just got different things to do there. And then like it's just so in depth and it's just so good. It's so good. Like
sorry, I didn't
no, go ahead.
You mentioned like throwbacks or whatever. I was watching some gameplay of it this morning, and I noticed that there's these parts. It's kind of like which Zelda game is that? Like Between Worlds, where like you kind of like turn to like the painting version of the wall. It's like that, but you become like the retro Mario.
Yes.
I thought that was really
cool it's a
too.
good part the way they use that in there, because like the music changes when you die. It has like the old like sound when you die, and when you're back in the other world, it doesn't use that and everything. So
what is it? The ba-dum-bum.
The I can't remember. But anyway, you know what I mean. Like it has that in there, but it's just there's so much to do in the game, and we've only scratched the surface of it. And if you're looking for something on the Switch, like this is something you can do. And like they have so many different outfits. You can actually get the Nintendo 64 version of Mario and play as that version in the game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's something that's later on, but like there's so much to it. Yeah, like Allie's going to bring up this picture. This is on the first world or kingdom. I want to keep saying world, but like you're and like it's cool to get to like take over these different enemies, like the bullet bills and everything, and then there's caterpillars that you get to take over, and like all of them have just different abilities. It is so good, and the game's already sold over 2 million copies, and there's a reason why, because the game is good. Like they put a ton into this, and if you're looking for something to play, definitely pick it up. I'm going to be putting up more impressions, like with some gameplay, or I might put that in here. I don't know, but there you go, guys. There's a very long episode, unless you got another game you want to talk about.
No, just one thing before we close. I forgot to mention it at the beginning. Before we went on the podcast today, we did find out about a very tragic event that happened today over in Texas. I cannot remember the city, but there was a shooting in a church. 20 people were killed. Don't know how many injured. But our thoughts and prayers go out to not only Texas, but the family and friends and that community. It's crazy because we just literally had the
shooting in Las Vegas,
and now this. So just before we signed off, I just felt like we should say.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to the people that are affected by this. Where's it at, Allie?
The massacre was in Sutherland Springs, about 40 miles southeast of San Antonio, bringing the number of fatalities to 27.
Wow. And in a house of worship. It doesn't matter what you believe or what you worship or what you don't. Like, that should be a place where people are safe from anything. Yeah. So our thoughts and prayers go out to people that are affected, and yeah. So, everybody, hope you enjoyed this episode of the Nerd Cave Podcast. Episode 231. It's in the books. Been a long one, but all the gaming news. That's what you needed. That's what you needed. Shot of gaming news in your arm.
It wasn't a shot. We had a full IV.
It was one of those horse pills. Like we had like one that's like this, and we're just like shoving it down people's throats. All right, everybody. This has been Zach.
And Robbie.
Have a week.